Beloved, lean in and listen closely, for I whisper now into the depths of your spirit where your doubts echo and your patience feels thin, and I tell you with the tenderness of a friend and the certainty of a Savior, this delay you are experiencing is not a punishment, it is not proof that you have been forgotten, it is not a sign that heaven has turned away from you. Rather, it is the evidence of divine timing being woven with precision and love. I know you have asked why doors have not opened when you knocked, why opportunities slipped through your fingers when you thought they were finally yours, why people you depended on seemed to vanish when you needed them most, and why your prayers, though earnest and sincere, did not seem to yield an immediate answer. You looked at the silence and thought it was rejection, but I tell you today that the silence has been a shield, protecting you from what was not yet ready to carry you into the fullness of your calling. The blessing I have prepared for you is so great, so weighty, so intricately designed to align with your purpose, that if it were given too soon, it would not bless you, it would break you, for what is unfinished cannot yet support the destiny I have written over your life. Every delay has been a safeguard, every pause has been a preparation, every moment of waiting has been heaven bending time around you so that what belongs to you does not arrive half-formed, fragile, or vulnerable to being destroyed by the enemy. Think not of delay as distance between you and my promises, but as distance between what is incomplete and what is about to arrive in perfection. The seed planted must have time in the soil, unseen, where roots can grow strong before the bloom ever reaches the surface. And so too have I hidden you and your blessing until both are strong enough to be revealed. What has seemed like nothing happening has been everything happening, hidden from your view but never hidden from my hand, for I have been aligning people, shifting circumstances, moving mountains, and even softening hearts so that when this blessing arrives it will not be something you chase but something that meets you already whole, already prepared, already unstoppable. You have been asking me to hasten the outcome, but I have been more interested in preparing the foundation, because what I give you will not be fragile, it will last, it will multiply, it will carry you into new dimensions of purpose, and it will silence the mouths of your enemies who said you would never rise again. The waiting has been uncomfortable because the enemy has whispered lies in the silence, telling you that you were abandoned, unworthy, or forgotten, but hear me clearly, you were never abandoned, you were being preserved, you were never unworthy, you were being refined, you were never forgotten, you were being written into a timeline of destiny that you could not yet comprehend. When you look back, you will understand why every no, every pause, every closed door was not cruelty but kindness, not neglect but nurture, not punishment but prophecy unfolding, and you will see with clarity that I was not withholding, I was preparing, I was protecting, and I was perfecting, for the blessing was not ready yet, and neither were you, but now heaven is stirring, the air is shifting. And the moment is approaching when delay will break, doors will open, and you will walk into the promise that has been ripening in secret for such a time as this. And now, beloved, I need you to see with spiritual eyes what your natural eyes cannot yet perceive, because while you have measured this waiting season by clocks and calendars, heaven has measured it by alignment and maturity. And that is why I whisper to you that what looks like delay is actually divine orchestration. You see, if I had given you what you prayed for when you first asked, you would have celebrated it, but you would not have been able to sustain it, because blessings are not meant only to be received, they are meant to be stewarded, and stewardship requires growth, discipline, and wisdom that only time and experience can cultivate. You felt overlooked when others advanced before you, but I tell you, some of those who rushed ahead without waiting on my timing are now carrying burdens they cannot sustain, relationships that are crumbling, positions that feel heavy, and doors that became prisons rather than platforms, because what they carried arrived before it was finished, and what is unfinished cannot last. But you, child, I have chosen differently. I have slowed you down not because you were behind, but because you are being positioned ahead, not because you lacked faith, but because your faith needed depth, not height, and so I have buried your roots deep in patience so that when the winds blow and storms rage, you will not be uprooted. This delay has been me digging beneath the soil of your life, removing the stones of distraction, bitterness, and fear, pruning back the branches of impatience and pride, shaping your character to match the greatness of the gift that is coming. For what I place in your hands will not just bless you for a moment, it will ripple outward into generations, It will inspire others who watch you rise. It will become a testimony that silences the mockery of those who doubted, and it will draw souls closer to me because they will see my fingerprints all over your story. Do you remember, beloved, how Joseph waited in the pit, in Potiphar's house, in the prison, before the palace ever opened its gates? That delay was not punishment, it was preparation, because the palace was not ready, Egypt was not ready, and Joseph himself was not yet ready to carry the wisdom required to save nations. Do you remember how David was anointed long before he was enthroned, living years of obscurity, betrayal, and waiting while others mocked and dismissed him? That delay was not rejection, it was positioning, because the throne he would occupy required a heart formed in secret, not in haste. And so it is with you, child. I have whispered promises to your heart, I have confirmed them in visions and through signs that only you understood, and though the manifestation has tarried, it is not denied, it is not diminished, it is not forgotten, it is being prepared. You must understand that delay does not mean I have not spoken. It means I have spoken something so weighty that it cannot simply fall into place overnight. Even the stars were not hung in the sky in a single moment but placed one by one into their constellations. And just as creation was ordered step by step, so too is your destiny being ordered piece by piece. What you call waiting is really the forming of a mosaic that will make sense only when all the pieces come together. And when you step into it, you will see that every tear, every disappointment, every moment of wondering why was not wasted, it was a thread being woven into a tapestry of glory. The enemy has tried to use this waiting season to whisper that you are forgotten, that your prayers are empty, that my silence is abandonment, but you must discern the difference between silence and absence. I have never been absent. My hand has been steady upon you even when my voice felt quiet, for I was not ignoring you. I was building you. Do you know why you feel the ache so deeply, why you long so intensely for the breakthrough? It is because the blessing is already alive in the spiritual realm. Your spirit senses what your eyes have not yet seen, and that is why the longing feels unbearable at times. But I tell you, the ache is proof of the promise, the yearning is evidence of what is being birthed, and the hunger is the preparation for the feast. If I fed you too early, you would not savor it, but because you have hungered, when it comes you will treasure it, you will protect it, you will honor it, and you will glorify me through it. Child, listen carefully. I am aligning not just your blessing but the people, the timing, the place, the resources, and even the atmosphere where this blessing will land, because the promise is too precious to be mishandled. That is why some people walked away from you. They could not go where you are going, and if they stayed, they would have distorted what I am about to release. That is why opportunities that looked good closed before you could step into them, because though they were shiny, they were not stable, and I refuse to let you settle for imitation when I have ordained authenticity. That is why doors have stayed shut, not because you lacked the key, but because I knew the room on the other side was not yet prepared to host you. If you knew how many dangers I shielded you from, how many betrayals I prevented, how many pitfalls I closed before your feet could stumble, you would thank me for every delay instead of resenting it. This season is not about loss. It is about protection, and the very fact that you are still standing after all you've endured is proof that I have been guarding you. So do not despise the waiting, for the waiting is the womb of your next miracle. Just as a child must remain in the womb until the appointed time, so too must your blessing remain hidden until it is fully formed. If delivered too soon, it would struggle to survive, but when delivered at the appointed time, it will thrive, it will flourish, it will expand beyond your imagination. I whisper to you now so you will not faint under the weight of delay but rise in the strength of expectation, knowing that what I have spoken will not return void, for I am not a man that I should lie, nor the Son of Man that I should change my mind. The blessing is not cancelled, it is not denied, it is not reduced, it is maturing, it is multiplying, it is moving toward you, and when it arrives you will understand why you had to wait. And now, beloved, lean closer because I want to show you what has been hidden behind the curtain of time, what your natural eyes could not see while your heart grew weary in waiting. For this delay has been more than just days passing, it has been warfare, it has been refinement, it has been preparation both in heaven and within you. And every moment you thought was wasted was actually divine investment into the very thing you've been praying for. I have heard the nights when you cried into your pillow wondering if I even listened. I saw the mornings when you woke up heavy with disappointment, wondering if I had overlooked you, but I was closer in those moments than you realized, and my silence was not abandonment. It was protection, it was positioning, it was the sound of heaven still working behind the veil, while the stage of your life was being set. Because the truth is, child, the blessing I am sending you is not ordinary, and that is why it has required extraordinary delay, for this is not just about giving you a moment of happiness, this is about setting the trajectory of your destiny, aligning your legacy, and creating a testimony so powerful that it will awaken faith in those who have lost it. You see, others are watching you, even when you don't know it, even when you feel invisible, even when you feel forgotten. There are souls observing your endurance, your faith, your resilience, and they are secretly drawing strength from how you continue to stand. Your story is not just for you, it is a mirror for those who need hope, and that is why the delay has been long, because when your blessing finally bursts forth, it will not only vindicate you, it will inspire many. Understand this, the enemy has not been idle during your waiting. He has tried to fill the silence with lies, to convince you that delay means denial, that unanswered prayer means unworthy heart, that closed doors mean closed heaven. But every lie has been dismantled by my truth, every whisper of hopelessness has been countered by the promise I planted within you. That promise has acted like a seed buried deep within your soul, and though you could not see it, it has been taking root, expanding downward, anchoring you so that when the storm winds of doubt and despair blew against you, you did not topple, you did not break, you did not lose yourself. What you thought was delay was actually me strengthening your foundation, because weak foundations cannot hold great blessings, and I intend for you not just to touch your blessing but to sustain it, to grow in it, to multiply it, to protect it. And beloved, this is why certain relationships were stripped away, why some friends drifted, why some opportunities dissolved like smoke in your hands. It was not rejection, it was pruning. For what I am about to bring cannot be contaminated by people who do not carry the same purity of vision, the same alignment of heart, the same spiritual integrity. The ones who left were never meant to be part of this chapter, and though it hurt, you will soon see that the absence of the wrong ones made space for the right ones, for divine connections are forming even now, hearts are being stirred, doors are being unlocked, alignments are being orchestrated in places you cannot yet see. And when the unveiling comes, you will look back and say, if not for the delay, I would not have received this fullness. Beloved, let me reveal something deeper. Delays are not just about you waiting for the blessing, they are also about the blessing waiting for you. Do you realize that even blessings must be refined? That sometimes the career you prayed for needed restructuring before you could enter it, that the relationship you longed for needed its own healing before it could love you the way you deserve, that the opportunities meant for you needed pruning before they could grow into their fullness? What you thought was my denial was actually me perfecting what concerned you, aligning external circumstances so they would not betray you when you stepped into them. For if I had given you that door too soon, you would have walked into chaos. If I had opened that connection before its time, you would have been wounded instead of healed. If I had placed you in that role before it matured, you would have been crushed under its weight. But now, every stone has been shifted, every piece has been arranged, every thread has been woven into place, and you will soon walk into something so aligned, so seamless, so undeniably orchestrated by my hand that even your enemies will know it was not chance. It was me. Do not mistake the long silence for lack of movement. Heaven has been moving every second on your behalf, angels have been dispatched, prayers you forgot you prayed are still echoing before my throne. Intercessions you never heard have been lifted in your name, and I have held your promise securely in my hand, refusing to let it arrive half-formed. That is why you have felt a holy frustration, a sense of waiting with fire in your chest, because your spirit knows that something beyond you is approaching, that something larger than what you asked for is brewing, that what you thought was delay is actually multiplication in disguise. What was once a single answered prayer has become a harvest of blessings. What was once a single door has become a corridor of opportunities. What was once a simple hope has become a kingdom testimony. And when it finally breaks forth, you will weep not for the years you waited but for the beauty of the fullness that makes every second worth it. And now, child, I tell you this so your heart will not faint. You are closer than you realize, you are nearer than you think, you are standing at the threshold even if your eyes cannot yet see the door frame. Every sign, every small shift, every confirmation has been my way of letting you know that the womb of delay is about to give birth, and the cry of promise will soon be heard. So hold fast, beloved, do not grow weary, for this delay has not been punishment, it has been preservation, and the blessing that emerges from it will not just meet your expectations, it will exceed them, it will overwhelm them, it will shatter the ceilings you built in your mind, and you will lift your hands and say, "Now I understand why I had to wait." And now, beloved child, let me take your hand as I draw back the veil and reveal what I have been preparing in secret, for the time of waiting is drawing to its end and the promise you once thought was slipping away is about to be placed into your hands in a way so undeniable, so radiant, so saturated in my fingerprints that you will finally see the delay for what it truly was, a sacred act of love, a shield of mercy, a season of alignment, and a womb for miracles. Every moment you thought was wasted has been redeemed, every tear you shed has been collected in my cup, every prayer you whispered has been woven into the tapestry of what is now unfolding, and when you step into it you will no longer question my timing because the fullness will testify for itself, the beauty will speak louder than your doubts, and the harvest will silence every lie of the enemy. I know how heavy it was to carry unfulfilled hope, how exhausting it became to hold on to faith when nothing seemed to shift, but even in those moments you did not realize you were becoming a living vessel of endurance, that your spirit was being trained to hold greater weight, that your heart was being refined to love more deeply, that your mind was being renewed to see from a higher place. And this transformation was not just for you but for the generations that will follow you, for the legacy I am building in your life will ripple far beyond your years, blessing children you have not yet met, opening doors for those who will walk after you, and breaking chains that have bound your bloodline for decades. That is why the blessing had to take time, because I was not simply preparing a moment, I was preparing a movement, one that begins with you but does not end with you. Beloved, the blessing you are about to see will not just satisfy your heart, it will shock those who thought you were forgotten, it will silence those who mocked your faith, it will confound those who believed your waiting was pointless, because when I move, I do not move halfway. I move in fullness, in overflow, in glory that cannot be denied. The door you thought was locked forever has already been unlocked, and though you could not see the handle turning, the latch shifting, the hinges releasing, I was moving silently on your behalf, and now you will watch it swing wide open before you, not with struggle, not with striving, but with ease, with grace, with divine orchestration. The blessing will not require you to chase it, it will chase you, it will find you, it will overtake you, because my word does not return void, and every delay that once grieved you will suddenly be redefined as preparation when you see the magnitude of what I am giving. For child, I do not give crumbs, I do not give fragments, I do not give broken promises, I give bread that satisfies, rivers that overflow, treasures hidden in darkness, and testimonies that light the way for others who feel like giving up. And your story will not just be about waiting, it will be about receiving something so holy, so precise, so beyond imagination that you will say, "If I had rushed it, I would have ruined it, but because I waited, I received perfection." Now listen closely, because this part is not just for your ears but for your heart. You are stepping into a season where the word, delay, will no longer torment you, because I am shifting your language to appointed time. Every promise has an appointment, every blessing has a set moment, and just as the sun cannot rise before its hour, just as the tide cannot crash before its season, so too your blessing could not arrive before it was ready. But child, hear me clearly, you have reached the hour, you are stepping into the season, the appointed time is here. The blessing is not just ready, it is arriving. Angels have already been dispatched, people you do not know are already being stirred to favor you, opportunities are aligning behind the scenes, hearts are being moved, signatures are being prepared, doors are unlocking, resources are shifting, and very soon you will walk into something so orchestrated that you will know it was not luck, not coincidence, not chance, it was me. And when you receive it, remember this moment, remember the long nights, remember the waiting, because that memory will be your testimony, It will be the oil you pour on others when they feel weary. It will be the fire that keeps them holding on when their own delay feels endless. And you will tell them, if he did it for me, he will do it for you, and if I had to wait, it was only because he was making it greater. So lift your head, beloved, dry your tears, shake off the weight of despair, for the page is turning, the chapter is shifting, and you are about to step into the fulfillment of what I promised you long ago. Do not be afraid of how quickly it will happen. Do not doubt when doors open without effort. Do not question when blessings overflow into your lap, for this is not punishment. It is promise, not delay. It is destiny, not rejection. It is redirection, and what was once withheld has been multiplied. The blessing is ready, you are ready, and together we will walk forward into the season I wrote for you before you were even born. And when the fullness comes, your first breath will not be of relief, but of worship, because you will finally see that my timing was not late, it was perfect, and you will whisper through tears of joy, now I understand why I had to wait.